Welcome to my bladder sling story, where where pain becomes purpose and every voice finds strength. So no, really, welcome to my bladder sling story, where pain becomes purpose and every voice finds strength.
Welcome to My Bladder Sling Story, where pain becomes purpose and every voice finds strength.
For me, but I am here because there was a time where I felt like I didn't have a voice. I didn't have a say so. And I'm here because I realized that some of you are out there who feel like you didn't have a voice, you didn't have a say so in your own health journey. So, yeah, today we're talking about something that many people really they don't really expect after a bladder sling surgery. And these are the moments when the results are not exactly what we hoped. The moment I realized something wasn't right was after getting home and the first few weeks. So that very night, I remember coming home and I was going to go sit in my recliner, but honestly, I couldn't walk by myself. I needed help to get to the recliner. So finally, when I got there, I couldn't sit. And I needed help to get in the recliner. And I had been taking the medicine as stated. So I was taking the narcotic as well as ibuprofen. And I was taking them as I was supposed to, but I was in so much pain. And I remember once I finally got sitting down in that recliner, I couldn't even recline in the chair by myself. And honestly, it was just so much pain. And I remember feeling like isolated. I remember feeling alone. And as a mom of four kids, and at the time when I had the surgery, three of them were 5 and under. So the youngest was about one, and the second oldest was 5. So yeah, I felt like I wasn't even able to take care of my kids because I wasn't able to take care of myself. It was a rough time, but here's the deal. No one ever expects to go into surgery expecting complications. We're always hoping for relief, for confidence, and a return to a normal life, which is what I was hoping for. But for some of us, the journey takes a different turn. And for example, there's pain that comes that doesn't make sense. Symptoms that were not mentioned or recovery that feels like nothing like you were told to expect, honestly. So I expected a simple, speedy recovery. I remember my doctor, I was telling her, I said, hey, are you sure this is a good idea? We have a Disney trip planned because we were going to Disney. We had already paid for it. It was time to go. And we were going within about 4 or 5 weeks. And she said, yes, a lot of my patients have gone to Disney after 2 or 3 weeks of the surgery. So I'm thinking, okay, if they have gone, then it should be okay for me. But what actually happened is that I experienced excruciating pain, muscle spasms, nerve pain. It was just crazy in a new case of overactive bladder. Here's the honest deal. Unexpected results don't just affect your body. They affect your your mind. Like honestly, there is a true emotional toll that happens as a result of unexpected results. So honestly, you might feel confused, you might feel dismissed, or even blamed. And that emotional way, you all, is real. Your feelings deserve space. Your questions deserve answers. And your story, it deserves to be heard. So I remember reaching out to my doctor, the one who performed the bladder sling surgery. And I was explaining to her my symptoms, the pain, you're going to the bathroom like crazy, can't sit down too long or stand up too long, going to the restroom and hurting, all the things. And honestly, y'all, I felt totally dismissed. I felt unheard. I felt as if she didn't care. And honestly, it was just feelings because I don't know what she was thinking, but that's how I felt during those situations. And I remember her saying, well, do you want me to just remove it? And to me, it kind of seemed weird. Now thinking back on it, it seems weirder than ever. However, at the time, I was thinking it's only been a few weeks since surgery. There is no way on God's green earth that I am ready to go through another surgery because that one put me through so much pain. And it was at the point I realized that I was in dire need of emotional support because there were many nights after that surgery that I was just in tears, many nights, many days. And of course, during the daytime, my goal was not to cry in front of my children. But guess what? Some days it happened, and that's okay. So now let's just talk about coping and reclaiming your voice because it's so important for you to know that you still have a voice. You can still have a life worth living. Your life is still worth living. Because let me be honest, at some point it almost felt for me like life was just over and I was just going to have to succumb to whatever these symptoms were. But I found another story. So coping, honestly, it starts with honesty. I had to get honest with myself. And so now you get the opportunity to be honest. Name what you are experiencing because naming what you are experiencing without shame is what opens the doors for a new reality for you. So honestly, it might look like journaling your symptoms, asking for a second opinion, which is what I did. And a third, joining a support group or simply saying out loud, something isn't right. And honestly, advocating for yourself isn't complaining. It is courage, what it is. So I want you to know that every step that you take towards clarity for yourself is a step towards healing. Now, here's what helped me cope. So what helped me cope emotionally at first was having like friends and family that I could talk to and I could confide in. You know, I can tell them the stories because honestly, you all, my symptoms were extremely, to me at least, extremely embarrassing. Even the physical therapy I had at first was someone who had to literally massage the side of my lady parts. But honestly, and it's like, how do you even explain that to somebody because of the muscle spasms and the nerve damage? But anyway, later, honestly, after having those people to confide in, it actually became me learning to love me again. And not the who I was. Yes, I loved her too, but the new me, the one that I am living with now. Because sometimes we can find ourselves loving the old us and still feeling weird about loving the new us. But I learned how to love me again, the new me, and learning to love me, the new me, and treat my new way of life as an adventure actually helped me to open up and realize that there are other ways to have fun. I think it made me a little more adventurous. And it helped me find new ways to spend time with my family, new ways to show them my care, new ways to get around. And it helped me to reclaim my voice. Yes, this is my story, but it's also a reminder to you that you have the power to reclaim your voice. I am here cheering you on. So borrow my belief in you, borrow my faith in you. You can do this. And hey, we're at the point now where I really want you to know that together we thrive. I have been doing this all on my own and no more. I'm not doing it. So now I want to hear from you. What helped you cope with the things that didn't go as planned? Or are you still in the thick of it? Or are you going into surgery and you have questions about this? Whatever support you wish you had right now, ask away in the comment section. Just share it in there because your voice could be a lifeline to someone else's needs. So we're here for each other, right? Because together we thrive and together we rise above all of this. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening because this is not an easy subject to talk about. It took me years to get here. I had this surgery in 2019. And at the time of this recording, it's December of 2025. So yeah, I'm here for you all because I know the hard time or the time it was for me, it was rough. But here's the deal. Thank you again for just being here, for listening and showing up for me and yourself, which is why you're here. And remember that together we rise. And if this video actually made you feel seen or helped make you feel heard, I want you to subscribe if you haven't already, and I want you to share, especially with someone who you believe might need this, someone who's on their own bladder sling story. And let's get the conversation started. And if no one has told you this today, I love you to life and I love you to peace because I finally learned how to love myself to life and love myself to peace during this time. And I will see you on the next Bladder Sling Story.
Thanks for watching.